More important than just coordinating will be the need to strengthen collaboration with the SADC member states through the monitoring and evaluation system. The strengthening of the SADC national committees will always take center stage in the implementation of the SADC regional integration agenda, simply because implementation takes place at the member states level. The existence of the committee and its subcommittees is therefore key in the integration agenda. I therefore urge your honorable ministers to put more efforts in strengthening or establishing the SADC national committees. The advantage will be that not only will it promote stakeholder involved, especially the private sector, it will also ensure alignment and integration of the RISDP and the SIPO with the national plans. So as we move closer to the end of the RISDP plan period, we should tie all the loose ends and work harder in order to ensure its successful implementation and achieve the goals we set for ourselves in the period 2015-2020. Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my address, please allow me to thank the SADC Committee of Senior Officials chaired by Mr. Bertram Stewart, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Planning and Development in the Kingdom of Swaziland, for their hard work in ensuring that the deliberations and decision-making by the SADC Council of Ministers is made easier. This also includes the sterling coordination role played by the SADC Secretariat under the good leadership of the SADC Executive Secretary, Dr. Stekomena Lawrence Tax. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and pleasure to hand over the baton to the Honorable Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Maite Ngwana Mashabane, and the incoming chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers. Minister, I have the pleasure to invite you to take over. And thank you. God bless all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hit them hard.
Thank you. Can I?
Why not? Hit it.
With you?
It's time. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, good luck.
We'll bang it again because so
Yes.
it doesn't fall.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Your Excellency and outgoing chairperson of the Council of Ministers for SADC, His Royal Highness Prince, let me pronounce your name correctly. Sihlangu Simpi Dlamini. Sihlangu Simpi Dlamini, it means the shoe that you put on when you are ready to fight against poverty, unemployment, inequality, and human abuse. That's what I heard from His Royal Highness. I wanted a loose translation of his name, but he did not ask what Maite meant. We will do it during due time, tea time. Esteemed and honorable ministers, amongst us, we are honored by the Honorable Her Excellency Deputy Prime Minister of Namibia and our big sister Nandine Ndaitwah, SADC Executive Secretary Dr. Stagomena Lawrence Tax. This work would be much, much difficult if it did not have this hand. Deputy Executive Secretaries, heads of senior officials delegations who have been hard at work for the past 4 days or more, SADC Secretariat officials, ladies and gentlemen, Malibongwe. Malibongwe simply means let the name of the women be praised, because in South Africa, this is the Women's Month, as His Royal Highness had said. When I say Malibongwe, you say igama lamakhosikazi. Malibongwe. It is with great honor and privilege that I welcome all of you to the 37th SADC Council of Ministers. I'm especially pleased to welcome you to the Oliver Reginald Tambo building. I think half of our delegations have landed at O.R. Tambo Airport. You don't know what this stands for. This is the name of our foremost diplomat who would have turned 100 years this year if he was alive. And that's why South Africa is celebrating in every corner the centenary of Oliver Reginald Tambo, our father, who worked tirelessly for freedom, not only of South Africa, but of our continent, working hand in hand with his wife, Adelaide. That we must not forget. It's a very momentous occasion for us as we celebrate this centenary. We draw inspiration from his exemplary leadership and from the vision that accorded him the accolades of international statesmen and astute and consummate diplomat. Allow me to also take this opportunity to thank, on behalf of all the ministers, the outgoing chairperson of our council, His Royal Highness, Prince Sihlangu Sempi Dlamini, for his excellent stewardship of the council. Siyabonga Baba. We are also comforted by the words of wisdom you shared with us, that every woman next to you is extremely safe. It's very, very safe and empowered. So, because he's in the room, let's all say we are empowered and we are safe. As we may be aware, 2017 also symbolizes an important year for our organization, SADC, which celebrates the 25th year since its inception. This Silver Jubilee celebration accords us an opportunity to reflect on how far we have come in fostering pragmatism and cohesion in our region. We used to be referred to during apartheid the frontline states. You had made it easier for freedom fighters from these shores to pass through your revered governments and countries. Sibonga kakhulu. For South Africa, August is Women's Month, as I said earlier on. Every year, during this time of the year, we remember the sacrifices and contribution of women in the struggle for a democratic, non-sexist, free nation. 20,000 women with no Twitter, with no fax machine, with no niceties that you guys have today, marched to the women building from all corners of the country. So the 9th of August was not just a date that we dreamed of. It is because women in action got together in this country and faced straitdom. By fate, may his soul rest in peace. They say he passed on 2 weeks later because he's never seen this number of women. In 1956, marching to the Union Building in South Africa. So let's leave the rest to history. So that's where this Women's Month comes from. It is no longer ours, but it is for those who also sacrifice life and limb throughout our region, our continent, and the world. As incoming chair of the Council of Ministers, it is pertinent that I also highlight the importance of the SADC integration agenda for South Africa and for our neighborhoods. We all remain collectively seized with the responsibility of improving lives of our people for the better. As a woman, I dislike hearing people saying they want to alleviate poverty. I want to hear all of us saying we want to eradicate poverty. Because I know that poverty bears a feminine face. For those who don't know, who hear about it, to read about it, they want to alleviate it. For those of us who live it, we want to eradicate it. I think all of us in this hall work for eradication, total eradication of poverty, in line with the commitment we've made in SADC, we've made at the AU, we've made at the United Nations, we've made through the MDGs, the SDGs, and the Agenda Africa 2063. Our journey towards regional integration is critical. Also, that we also recognize the relationship and the interconnectedness of our regional priorities and agreed aspirations of the African Union Agenda 2063. Our objectives in SADC are informed by the SADC Common Agenda, which in essence comprises of our agreed blueprints, such as the Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2015-2020, the Regional Industrialization Strategy and Roadmap, the Strategic Indicative Plan of the Organ 2, and the Regional Infrastructure Development Master Plan. Guided by our identified priorities as well as the leadership demonstrated by all our previous chairs. South Africa has thought it wise that this 37th Ordinary Summit of Heads of States for SADC should have the theme partnering with the private sector in developing industry and regional value chains. The theme picks up on the already identified importance of industrialization for the prosperity of the region and seeks to strengthen the region's capacity to realize industrialization and radical economic transformation through partnership with the private sector. It's not just fashionable, it's the right thing to do. Because ours, it's a minerally endowed continent and region, youthful population that's educated, that needs requisite skills to take their future in their own hands. As such, our vision for this year is to provide policy direction and an enabling environment for a program of work that prioritizes the preparations for high-impact cross-border projects that are pragmatic, enhance skills, create jobs. We shouldn't train our children to become good job seekers, but that they create jobs themselves and boost regional trade and high-value goods. As regional leaders, we carry a burden of responsibility to substantially improve the quality of life for the people of our region and to realize sustainable economic development. To this end, we continue to be found to be wanting and to have not done as much as we should. We live, Your Excellencies, in one of the world's richest continents, if not region, with the poorest people. This needs to stop somewhere. We are tired of going around with a begging bowl when we have so much for us, from land to all that which you know. Further to this, we must, as member states, support the SADC Secretariat to deliver on its annual program and strengthen on the Secretariat's institutional capacity and effectiveness. Excellencies, we undoubtedly have an extensive agenda ahead of us. Let us accord the work before us the requisite attention and appropriate and necessary direction on the way forward. We welcome you once more to your second home. I've been reassured from last night that you are not only feeling at home, you are at home. And I trust that you will find the arrangements put at your disposal conducive to successful deliberations and to your personal comfort, but also remembering that outside people are yearning for true freedom. They want to become their own liberators, and we have the wherewithal. This fourth global industrialization should not zoom past us like others did, with us watching. And for us telling the world, oh, we are very rich, but you please help, we are very poor people here. With these few words, I want to say once again, Your Excellencies, I thank you for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Baya danki, siyabonga kakhulu, rea leboga. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, and congratulations on your new role as the new SADC Chair of the Council of Ministers. Distinguished delegates, this comes to the end of our opening ceremony, and at this point in time, I will invite the Honorable Ministers and the High Table for a family photograph outside. We will start with the High Table going down, and my colleagues from the PRU will lead them to the area for the photo session, and they will be followed by the Honorable Ministers. The rest, let's just remain in the room for a short while, and then we will be invited to go for tea and join the Honorable Ministers. Thank you.
Annual Heads of State meeting here. Now, of course, just news just in, and we need to get this to this story.